Good morning. For those who don't know me, I am Sam, Head of Awesomeness here at Sinclair Accountancy. Just thought I'd do a quick video really just to give you some of the highlights from the budget yesterday. So I'm going to start with the good news first. Draft beer is down by a penny per pint. Therefore 5 pints saves 5 pence, and you could use that 5 pence to buy yourself a paracetamol tablet. Okay. If you owe money to HMRC, there is now a higher rate of interest to pay on those debts. National minimum wage is increasing from April next year. So for those over at the age of 21, it's going from £11.44 an hour to £12.21 an hour. For 18 to 20 year olds, it's going from £8.60 an hour to £10 an hour. Employers' national insurance is also increasing. So this is going up by 1.2%, so it's going up to 15% from April next year. The threshold at which employers have to start paying national insurance for their employees is reducing. So currently, those earning less than £9,100 a year, there is no employer's national insurance on that wage. Going forwards, there will be. So the threshold is being lowered to £5,000. However, the employment allowance is being increased. It's currently £5,000 a year. That's going to £10,500. So that means that you don't pay the first £10,500 of employers' national insurance. So it does help to offset that. And for some businesses, will actually improve their position. Capital gains tax rates. So the basic rate is going from 10% up to 18%. And high rate tax is going from, for capital gains, it's going from 20% to 24%, all from April next year. Residential property rates, however, for capital gains tax purposes, remain unchanged. They're still 18% and 24%. The lifetime limit for business asset disposal relief, so this is formerly entrepreneurs relief, that has remained £1 million per person. And the relief will remain at 10% for 2024. It will then go to 14% for 25-26 and 18% for 26-27. Inheritance tax. Thresholds, the nil rate threshold, so that's the amount you have before you actually pay inheritance tax, is remaining the same, and that's been extended now to 2030. The effect that will have will mean that more people will actually be dragged into paying inheritance tax because the threshold hasn't been increased. From 2027, inherited pensions will be subject to inheritance tax, whereas at the moment they're obviously outside the estate. That is going to change. And business property relief. So the first £1 million now will not be subject to inheritance tax, but over £1 million, you'll get 50% relief. So the tax rate for inheritance tax purposes is 40%. So you'll get 50% relief on it. So actually you'll pay 20% tax on the amounts above £1 million. That also includes agricultural property and land. So that is going to affect a lot of farmers. Business rates. So retail, hospitality and leisure, we're having a 75% discount, which was due to end at the end of this financial year. That's now been replaced by a 40% discount going forwards. In 2025, no changes to corporation tax, no changes to dividend tax. Non-dom status is being removed completely from 2025. Private school fees will be subject to VAT from January 2025. I don't think that's any great surprise. We knew that one was happening. Stamp duty on second homes from the 31st of October. So as of today, the higher rate increases from 3% to 5%. Excuse me. The earnings threshold as well for carers allowance. So for those in receipt of carers allowance, that has been increased. So they can now earn £10,158.72 a year without impacting their allowance. And finally, vehicle exercise duties is to be increased on non-electric vehicles. So that's a summary of everything we know at the moment. Obviously, those of you who receive our newsletter, you will get a more detailed analysis of all the changes. Obviously, it goes without saying, if you have any questions or any parts of this that you want to discuss, feel that you're going to impact you and you need to discuss them with us, please feel free to give us a call. Thanks very much.